In this video, we are going to be making a collage of our still life composition using magazine cuttings. A collage is a piece of art made by sticking various different materials like photographs or pieces of paper or fabric onto a backing. The combination of materials makes an entirely new artwork. For this work, I have used just magazines. You could, however, also use catalogues, wrapping paper, newspaper, or any other paper. So to start my collage, I just make a very rough sketch of my still life composition. Just outlines, and as you can see, I'm going back and making sure that it is to scale. So it's quite rough. There's a lot of lines. I'm not even bothering to rub out my mistakes. It's just giving me a bit of a map of where to stick my colours. And before I start cutting things out, I've already got a pile of magazine pages that I've ripped out that had some blank bits of colour, some colours that matched what I could see, so that I'm ahead of the game before I get out my glue stick. I start with the background, start patching in the larger areas and cutting them to shape as I go along. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but you can follow my guide if that's helpful. So once I've got down some of the background, I start moving into the coffee pot, and I start with a bit of a background and some outlines. I can take a little bit of artistic license, so it doesn't need to be exactly the same as the original picture, but I'm working to have it as close as I can, showing shadows, highlights, the correct shapes, the outlines, patching it in as I go using bits and pieces that I find. Sometimes the parts just seem to fit perfectly, like the lady's dress that made up that vase. And after about 2 hours of cutting and pasting, I have a finished collage. This is the way that I worked, with my image on an iPad, so that I could follow along the shapes, the shadows, the highlights as I worked. I love collage because you can see how all different images come together to create something new and interesting. And again, we are observing our still life composition in a different way